東京都立だったらせめて自分が知ってる人くらいは
Man, the things that they are doing on this show is super impressive. From the animation, from the techniques, from the narrative, subverting my expectations left and right. This show, I feel like it's being slept on. I know it's a shonen, and I know people who are watching this are like, DJ Miles, what are you talking about? A lot of people are watching this. Well, clearly not enough people are watching this, and if you want to know some further explanation on that, stick around until the very end of this video because it's very important for this specific channel. Anyway, what I am seeing here with Jujutsu Kaisen is just so immaculate. As we continue along with the exchange event, we see Megumi face off against the blind man, and then the blind man is telling Megumi that, you know, there's 3 special bloodlines. We have the Zenin, the Kamo, and the other one's yet to be revealed. But we have one of these special bloodlines that emphasizes the user's technique via doping, using this method to ramp up your attacks, but I'm sure there has to be a drawback with it, aka maybe that's why it's called doping. As we see Megumi face off against the blind man, I thought the blind man really had an advantage against Megumi. Principal from the rival school is saying, man, if this blind dude is facing off against Megumi, I mean, he could come out on top, but not without a few scratches here and there. And Megumi impresses me, not only with the animals, but his technique and just his resolve. And who knew how much of his resolve was going to be raised up to this new bar ever since his interaction with Itadori. And where we thought the blind guy and old man grandpa was going to pull a fast one on Megumi and the rival school, this is the moment where I love my expectations becoming subverted, because where you thought this semi first grade, when they were trying to aim for a semi second grade to interfere and foil with the plans of everyone competing with one another, you think this is where things become troublesome, because the narrative is showing us that Kasumi is knocked out and Utahime has to go and get her before this quote-unquote second grade comes up. But nope, it's a first grade. And then when you think the first grade is going to show up and wreck shop against the guy who uses fish acronyms, this is where it's revealed that is part of Mahito's entourage that's laying out this huge elaborate plan. And before Gojo can do anything about it, this is where they say this force field, it's only as strong as it is because Gojo can't actually go in, which is one of the requirements for the barrier to be intact the way that it is, which is super impressive. So you got to give it up for Mahito and the bad guys. And I love the new character introduction of this butcher with the hammer, and his mannerisms and personality fits well to his look. And who also thought, in terms of subverting our expectations, that old man Gramps was a rock and roller? I mean, come on! What is happening with this show? The wild imagination Jujutsu Kaisen does each and every week, mixing in that comedy, but mixing in that serious tone elements. I really haven't seen a shonen do this in quite some time. So now we have the grandpa facing off against a butcher with a hammer. We see the rest of the students now trying to figure out how to get out of this barrier, and oh man, I feel bad for Megumi, Fishman, and the blind dude as they try to team up against, well, the curse spirit user, aka Mother Nature. And there's some amazing shots where, again, the animation is looking super clean on this particular villain. And not only that, I love, because it is dealing with nature and all this stuff, the sound and barriers. And you look at the subtitles, for a second I thought, do I have English subtitles on, or did I hit some different language, because I don't understand what she's saying? And while Megumi's trying to assess the situation, he realizes that we can understand what she's saying. It's just that the sound language barrier is broken, but the message is still intact. This Earth is in a bad situation, and this Earth can only be put in a good situation unless we wipe out every single person. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Mother Nature can acknowledge that there are some good humans. But what are a handful of those good people that are defending Mother Nature and are actually kind to Mother Nature doing to the overall population against people who really aren't doing that much about it? So we will see how Megumi, Blind Man, and Tuna Man can face off against Mother Nature. Now, because it is Gojo, and well, he just broken an OP as hell, he might be able to break into the barrier somehow. But if he doesn't, now this is the opportunity for us to see what Utahime can do, what the principal can do. Despite the principal trying to take out Itadori, I think he's still looking out for the best interests of everyone in Jujutsu Kaisen and the elders and higher ups agenda, whatever that may be as well. So I can't wait to see him in action. I can't wait to see Utahime in action. And how does Mahito step into the ring with Itadori probably on his gun sights, but now you got your boy Todo there as well. Overall, this was an excellent episode, a 10 out of 10 episode. Now let's just get to the serious moment that I want to relay for each and every one of you guys watching this review. Unfortunately, ever since the second core happened, the views on my Jujutsu Kaisen videos have not been performing well. I made a little wager with the Promised Neverland fan base, and I'll link the Promised Neverland video where I challenged them to something. And don't tell them, but I think I'm going to lose this challenge. That being said, because I'm going to lose this challenge, I'm going to have to commit more time into the Promised Neverland, and unfortunately that leaves Jujutsu Kaisen in a very precarious situation. And considering the majority of people who aren't subscribed to this channel are watching my content than people who are subbed to this channel, that's relaying to me that people who are subscribed to my channel and who loves what I offer them don't really care that much about Jujutsu Kaisen, sadly. I know there's a handful of you that look forward each and every week to my Jujutsu Kaisen content, but if there's only a very small fraction of you guys watching my content and the people who aren't subscribed are actually showing more traction on my channel than the other side, if this video specifically can't at least garner 500 views in the first 7 days, I'm going to drop it. So you guys know what to do. If you want the support, you can tell me in the comments down below all day, but at the end of the day, there's only one thing that matters, and I have to be very picky going forward into the spring season and how I can just balance my work, life, and YouTube career. All right? I hate to be such a Debbie Downer, but what did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. If I brought you some value and entertainment, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel for more anime content. My name is DJ Milez, and as I always say, to be continued, take care.